Coming in F tier, Diamond Head. I mean, that kind of life form doesn't even make sense. His entire body's made of rock. Ben 10, more like Ben, when can I transform into Accelerate already, am I right? A mass text that was delivered to my entire school? Oh cool, a party invite. Oh. Yeah, I guess I should have seen that coming. The thing is, I don't really have any friends at school. Everybody tells me just be myself, but honestly it hasn't been working out for me too great so far. You're lame. Is that in response to what I just said? In any case, it's not really helpful criticism. Maybe I am just lame. Maybe it's part of who I am. And it's not like I can just be somebody else. Or can I? I mean, think about it. High school is all about which group you're in. You got the jocks, the popular girls, the nerds, the weirdos, and the normals. All I've got to do is figure out which group I want to join and then copy everything they do and never be true to myself. Easy. And I just spent $8.99 to watch High School Musical, so I can make myself feel better about that by turning it into a video. High School Musical is a documentary set at East High in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and for the next 8 minutes, I'm going to study it as the educational resource it was designed to be. My aim is to answer one simple question: could I be popular? Let's start in the most obvious place. Zac Efron stars as Troy Bolton, basketball extraordinaire and de facto leader of the Jocks, which is the first group we'll be looking at today. At the start of the film, Troy discovers his passion for singing and theatre, but is afraid of how the other Jocks will react. And for good reason. The reaction from Troy's Jock Army, or Jarmy for short, is pretty brutal. They even collaborate with their sworn enemies, the Nerds, to deliver a propaganda campaign designed to crush Troy's newfound creative expression.
My dad.
Yes, Troy. Wildcat basketball champion, class of 1981. Champion, father, and now coach. It's a winning tradition like no other.
So rule number 1 for the Jocks, no creativity. This puts me at a pretty rough start as somebody who loves art. I'm not sure I'd be able to give that up just for a friend group, but what else can we learn about the Jocks?
How can we expect the rest of us to be focused on a game if you're off somewhere in leotards singing Twinkle Town?
No one said anything about leotards.
Not yet, my friend, but just you wait.
Okay, homophobia. I don't know how well I'm going to fit into this group, I'll be honest, but everyone's got their foibles, right? What's a positive thing about the Jocks? Well, they're stylish, for the time, and if you ignore how they treat Troy for the majority of the film, they've got a pretty strong sense of community. But I don't know if I can move past the whole betrayal thing. There's got to be another example of jock behaviour I can study. What about Flash? Not the Flash, Flash Thompson, the main jock in Spider-Man.
I don't want to fight you, Flash.
I wouldn't want to fight me neither.
Kick his ass, man.
Yeah, this video is going to include films other than High School Musical, and no, you can't click off now. Flash Thompson is visibly not a high school student, but for the sake of this video, let's suspend disbelief and look at his standout characteristic, which is probably his short and extremely violent temper, and that's a pretty classic stereotype for the Jocks.
Jesus, Parker, you are a freak.
But what I struggle with is the contradiction on display here. When Flash tries to beat up Peter Parker, I'm gonna get made fun of. When Flash tries to beat up Peter Parker, his friends all seem on board. It's standard stuff, a typical day at Midtown High. But when Parker launches Flash backwards 15 feet with a single punch, suddenly it's bad to be strong and violent? So I guess rule number 2 of being a jock is be violent, but not too violent. It's another bad fit for me. I'm 5'6" and pretty light on muscle. Even if I could find this magical balance of violence, I'm not convinced they'd take me seriously. I guess I need a group that places less emphasis on physical strength and athleticism. And I don't need to look much further than Gabriela Montez from High School Musical. She's smart, humble, friendly, and even a little bit of a nerd. We know that because she reads a book in the middle of a party. These are all absolutely traits that I can get on board with, but I'm sorry, 12 minutes into the film, Gabriella does this.
That was like a different person.
She just walks away. This casts the character in a completely different light for me. How can I trust her kindness or humility if it's just an act, something she can do away with at a moment's notice? And it's not just Gabriella. Mary Jane does the same thing to Peter Parker, not even saying goodbye first.
Let's go.
Wait.
As far as I can see, the first rule of being a popular girl is when you're done with a social interaction, just walk away. So who's next? Well, there's the nerds. Okay, look at Peter Parker. He's smart, considerate, he's got a best friend, and he even wins over the love of his life, and he's Spider-Man. Sure, he gets a little bit bullied, but we all saw how that ended. Maybe the nerds is the group for me. I like learning, I read comics, I think Dungeons & Dragons is a fun game. I'd give it a nat 20. The problem I have with joining the nerds is that very often in early 2000s high school movies, the nerds and the weirdos share a lot of the same traits. I'd argue they're kind of a package deal. Take Fogel from the 2007 movie Superbad.
It's 10:33. Here.
What?
Now take Floyd from the turn of the century rom-com Whatever It Takes.
Hey, Brian.
Hi, Brian.
There they are!
Step off.
Rufus.
You guys are hot. What's up, dudes?
And take a look at Floyd less than a decade later.
I'm a Heil Hitler, bitch!
Is that the trajectory I want for myself? Sure, the nerds in High School Musical are more PG, but they still engage in whatever this is.
Lowly Neanderthal and Cro-Magnon to early warriors, medieval knights, all leading up to Lunkhead Basketball Man.
No, I think the only group left for me is the one nobody wants. No wacky characteristics, no memorable traits, the normals. And that's the attitude I had as I started my 7th rewatch of High School Musical this month. Maybe it was just the delirium of watching the same movie, a movie I don't even particularly enjoy, so many times. But as the opening scenes washed over me, I noticed something. In those precious few seconds before we ever see Troy or Gabriella, there's a whole cast back there. If you train your eyes to see it, you'll find an underground society that goes totally unnoticed in basically every film. And in High School Musical, I think I found my crowd. I awkwardly sit down at standing events. If you put me in a conversation with a stranger, I would probably also say something like,
Yeah. Santa Claus. Oh, how funny.
and I dance just like this kid.
Now who'd have ever thought that we'd both be here tonight?
So, could I be popular in High School Musical? The short answer is no. Thanks so much for tuning in, I really appreciate your time. Make sure you drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and click subscribe if you want to catch the next one. All that being said, I'll go ahead and play the outro. Ben 10, more like Ben, when can I no. Ben 10, more like Ben 10? Ben 10, more like Ben.
I'm sorry.